All right, guys, let's get into this. I'm here today sharing my 2016 Week in the Life album. And as you can see on the cover, I did a simple chipboard letter. And I haven't gotten around to filling out the spine yet, but that's okay. For the first page, I did a vellum and stamped all over it. I'll link that down below. I do have a blog post on that. And my second page is a rainbow quote that I put together. I felt like it really spoke about the entire week, and so I wanted to include that as an intro. Behind that, as in all the days of the week, I have a full 6x8 photo with the chipboard alpha that has the day of the week on it. And then on the back of the divider, I just stamped the date. Kept it pretty simple. Each day of the week, I do have that 4x6 card to journal on. I simply type that out on a 4x6 canvas in Photoshop and then printed it out. I included a 3x4 journaling card on each of the pages as well, and then just added different embellishments throughout. One of my favorites are these little chipboard arrows from Studio Calico and the rubber pieces from the Week in the Life kit. I also include a 3x8 photo on each day of the week, and I simply did a vellum tab on each of those. For the 2x2 spreads, I like to leave a little bit of transparency to give some interest, and then I finish it off with another 6x8 photo. For Tuesday, I followed a very similar pattern. I have my full photo, and then I stamped the date on the back of that chipboard divider. And as you can see, the attachers that I used for my journaling cards are vellum as well. So I just punched those out with my little diamond die cutter. And each little thing has some embellishment throughout, but I kept it really simple. I used some phrase stickers from the Week in the Life kit, and I also did some handwriting as well. But I tried to include photos in the order that the day happened, of course, dependent on their size. And then again, with some transparent parts on the 2x2 spreads to keep it really fun and interesting. Here I had some extra 4x6 photos, so I just mounted them front to back and attached them with the same vellum tabs on the side and finished off my spread with the 6x8 photo and the Hello Tuesday chipboard piece. For Wednesday, I have that photo of from where I stand. I tried to take a lot of different angles of where I was standing throughout the week, and some of the days just had more journaling than others, or less, as you can see here. And then I just continued this process. I used the vellum washi tape that said time there, which was nice, and I just wrote that in with a Sharpie. I love that little roll of washi tape from the kit. And then just keeping the very same rhythm. I always started with a 3x4 page, a 4x6 page, the 3x8, and then finished the day with the 2x2s. And some days I had a ton of photos, some days I didn't. So I would fill in with whatever I had. And then I just repeated the process throughout this whole album. It made it a lot easier to continue finishing it off if I was just following the same kind of algorithm. That way I knew which photos to print at which size, and then added little embellishments where I thought they fit, whether they were from the Day in Life kit, the Week in Life kit, or various Studio Calico albums. And then if I had extra photos, as I did before, I just adhered them front to back. And that one I added a little label to on the edge in a similar fashion to the ones that I added to my 3x8 pages. And then I just kept it really simple. I filled in where I could and then added pattern paper where I didn't have anything else and finished it off with the chipboard pieces. I tried to use most of the kit. I didn't get to use some of the things that I thought would fit. But I had a lot of photos, and so I wanted most of it to be taken up by that. And I added a little tab there to kind of add some more interest and mix it up. But I really love that it's mostly about the photos and putting the timestamps where I wanted to, just to make sure that I was keeping track of that too. And those rubber pieces are so wonderful. I tried to include as many of those as I could. And then I also included some transparent pieces from Studio Calico to keep it fun and interesting as well. And then Hello Friday, those were my favorite, and I tried to include them in the middle of the page, and I kept that consistent throughout. And then my journaling again, I did some handwritten, which is more personal about the day, and then on the typewriter type font, I did more of a description about each photo, which I had posted on my blog that night, so it was more fresh and in the moment when I had written it. And then I did another From Where I Stand plenty this week, and I thought that was a fun way to kind of keep it consistent. And finally, we're to Sunday. You can tell I'm thrilled to be going to work that day. And so I kept it really real and tried to include all the little bits of my life, and even a couple snapshots from my phone. That was my sleeping that night for my Fitbit. I included some weather snaps, all that sort of fun stuff. And then again, lots of fun chipboard additions, which I plopped right on top of the page protectors, so it adds a little bit of dimension to the pages. And then I finished it off with my little Week in the Life sticker that came from the packaging. So that's the entire thing. I hope it gives you a little bit of encouragement and inspiration if you're still working on yours. I know it took me a lot longer to finish than I thought it was going to, but I really love how it turned out, and I'll definitely be joining in again when it happens. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll try and link everything I can below, and I would appreciate a subscribe or a comment or anything that you would like. It'd be great to hear from you. So happy crafting. Bye, guys.